So this is working in ends using duplicate stitch on the wrong side or the purl side. You're going to use a tapestry needle, thread your tail onto it, and you're going to follow your knitting exactly. So this means you're going to pass the needle up through 2 loops at an angle, and then over and back down at an angle through 2 loops. It's sort of a figure 8, and you want to do it sort of nice and loosely. And if you've got kind of thick yarn, you can do what's called skimming. So this is, you're going to split the stitch as you work duplicate stitch. So you can see, rather than go through the whole stitch, I'm just going to split the stitch and go through part of it. It's still the same pattern. You still want to work in figure 8, but instead of going through whole stitches, you're just going to go through partial stitches by splitting the stitch on purpose. And this really holds the yarn that you're working in away from the front of the knitting and makes your tail that you're working in really disappear into the back, because it's not in the fabric. You've just skimmed it across the back of the fabric, so it hides it really well. And just keep that kind of nice and loose. And you can see on the front where I went through full stitches, you can kind of see it, and there's where I skimmed it. And even though I was using a really dark color, it hardly shows at all. It floats right off the back of your knitting. And then I always leave a little tail, and I fray that tail. I give it a little tease, and that keeps it from popping to the front. It's going to make it stay in the back where you want it to stay.